Welcome Paul McKinley Field for some SCAC men's soccer. Two of the undefeated teams in the conference doing battle today. Trinity Tigers up against Texas Lutheran. I'm Chris Hockman. With me is Scott Lebo. Scott, this is going to be an interesting one. Two undefeated teams facing off.
Yeah, it's an important game. A lot at stake here. We were going through some rankings beforehand. Texas Lutheran will feel like they're underranked despite their undefeated record, but nonetheless, this is a really important game when two undefeated teams meet each other, both undefeated on the season and undefeated in the SCAC. A lot to play for today.
Yeah, big game. You know, potentially both of these teams will stay undefeated, but better chance that someone wins this. So we'll go through the Bulldogs. They are 5-0-3 on the season, 1-0-2 in conference play, but pretty significant draw in there that sort of hides how good they are this year. They are the NCAA fourth best team for goals against average at .375. That means that Noel Pena is the sixth best goalkeeper in that stat. He has the same record. Let's run through the lineup for TLU. Just the one change, so Noel Pena starts in goal. Diego Roman, Nathan Roy, Noah Harris. That's going to be your back line pretty much. Maybe Louis Hart in there as well. Jack Mankey, All-American, starts. Jaden Frank's the one change. He comes in replacing Eric Lopez. Gavin Edwards, Evan Bremonts, and Michael Wells complete your 11 today. So my player to watch, unsurprisingly, it's the All-American. Jack Mankey was an All-American last senior. He scored a ton of game winners. He scored in this match last year, which we should point out was a win for TLU. 2-0 win up there in Seguin. Mankey scored in the 45th, Huff in the 82nd. I should point out for the Trinity fans, that was against 10 men. Trinity did get a red card right before Mankey scored the free kick after the red card. 2-0. So that's going to be something that probably motivates. One of only 3 wins TLU has against Trinity, but sport is always a case of what have you done for me lately? And lately, TLU beat Trinity. So Trinity's lineup, we have for you Omkarsat Pathy in goal, Adam Knutson, Cade Dugan, Louis Instraw, Hunter Kane, the SCAC Offensive Player of the Week. He's going for a record. We'll bring it up if it happens. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about it.
Don't want to play that.
Yeah. Don't want to be the commentator's curse on him. Ty Jarrett comes in. He replaces Zach Anderson. Mark Donnelly comes in. He replaces Braden Shuey. Those are the only 2 changes. Will Powell, Luke Mayfield, Luke Chandler, and of course, John Connor Rule completes your starting 11 for Trinity. My play to watch, obviously that record, but Cade Dugan had an assist on Knutson's goal on Sunday. That was his 3rd of the season. It was his 2nd start of the season in that match. It's been a good reward. He's done a lot of work out of the back this year. He's often a pivot into offense. We're going to stand for the anthem. We're going to have to go on mute for that, and we'll be right back. And we are back. Players shaking hands. I like this nice uniform clash matchup. I like it when they're diametrically opposed uniforms. So white versus black. I've also been enjoying, Teal, you've done this thing with that's super on trend right now, where lowercase on the training kit, which like feels like a big trend right now. So
I'm interested to see how Trinity are gonna work this back line today. I'm looking at all the players who are listed, and I have 5 in mind who I can see playing in that back line, and I'm interested to see which of them will play not in the back line, if any. My guess right now would be that the 2 center backs are going to be Chandler and Rule, with Jarrett and Powell on the outsides, and Luke Mayfield playing as that 6 role that they've been having drop in between the 2 center backs in possession. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm really interested to see how they'll do it.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we've seen Luke Mayfield play up a lot, so it's
A lot of time on
definitely
the wing as
possible. But it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Or they just play a back 5.
They might. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, I think this TLU side's very good defensively, and so I think you're probably right. They're going to have to play someone forward to try and unlock it. That's what I'm really interested in. They've been really hard to break down all year. That's what that shows. They are one of the best defenses in the country, 4th in the country in goals against average. They've only conceded .375 a game, so that's a little more than a third of the time.
Yeah, and to build off of that, Mayfield, has played a lot of time at that outside back role this year, where he kind of provides a lot more defensive support than some of the other options they have at outside back, like Ty Jarrett, who's in there today. Maybe having Jarrett on the outside, that's saying, look, we expect to be in possession more, so we're going to drop into a 3 center back formation, and Jarrett and Powell, we're going to get them high and wide consistently. And so you're sacrificing a little bit of defense on the outside by not having a guy like Mayfield or Cam Smith there, but you're adding a lot of attacking potential with a guy like Jarrett, who's super, super fast.
Yeah, and you've still got covering John Connor Rule, who's
Yep.
very fast as well, so if needed, he can always get out wide to stop that. But yeah, look, I think, the coaching staff, all coaching staff do their homework, right? Both sides have done their homework. And I think what this lineup reflects is probably that they know that TLU is going to be very difficult to break down. And so they're going to have to do things maybe a little differently than what we've seen so far this season. I think they are going to have to take advantage of their set pieces a lot more than they have done. We have seen some goals come off the corner routines.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was walking up, they had a whiteboard with a list of goals, and one on there, score from a set piece. That is one of their goals for today, one of the aims they want to hit. And I think it's for that exact reason. This is a hard team to break down.
Yeah, super difficult to break them down. I think they've done well this season. I think they've exceeded some expectations. They are ranked 7th regionally, which is a great thing for the Bulldogs. And I think they're going to be looking to push that ranking up. This would be a big chance to make a big statement. Take a result off 2 of the big guns in SCAC is going to be a huge statement for TLU. For Trinity, well, there's a record that they're concerned about, that I think there's going to be a lot of balls going to Hunter Kane to see if he can get that record. But beyond that, this is a big game to win. They're top of the SCAC. They need to stay that way. There was an upset earlier today. Shriner getting a point.
Yep.
So,
and with St. Thomas already having dropped points, it's a real opportunity if you can stay undefeated in the SCAC all year. And by undefeated, I mean,
getting more
untying too.
Yeah, getting more wins than draws. But look, I mean, SCAC feels wide open right now, and so like the TLU undefeated are somehow 5th in SCAC. That is ludicrous to me, but that's where they are. And so it's going to be real tight. We are underway. It's Trinity in the white going from right to left. TLU in the black going from left to right. It's hot again. I feel like it's starting to cool down a little bit, but still hot. I think next week's finally
next
the
week. Thursday is a high of 82. I was looking earlier.
It's the dream. We did have that
Wednesday.
one. We had that 1 week where it was.
It was
like
nice. It was really
high
nice.
80s.
It came after a bunch of rain.
Yeah.
We haven't had rain in a while.
And a lot of my friends, I lived in Tampa for a long time, so obviously been checking in on all my friends, and they say the weather's great right now. It's in the low 70s, because that's what happens after something like that happens. So thinking of everybody in Florida. The Tampa Bay Rowdies are trying to figure things out right now. Good ball up the right. Big opportunity for Trinity to build. But yeah, look at that shape from TLU. They are going to be very hard to break down. Very disciplined. Earns a goal kick there too. Yeah, very, very hard side to break down. This TLU side, that makes a lot of sense given their stats this year. Trinity, 23rd nationally, 3rd regionally. I suspect that regional ranking is going to have a big shift given what happened up in Kerrville this afternoon. So that'll be a notable change. I think they'll be at least 2nd in the region after that. Even if this is a draw, they'll probably stay second. They'll probably go up to 2nd. 23rd nationally. They're 10th on those Massey rankings, though, and that is more akin to what the RPI is going to be. So big stuff there. They're number 1 offensively.
It's interesting. The early indication I'm seeing is that none of my predictions were correct. It looks like Will Powell is actually playing in one of those 2 center attacking midfield roles alongside Adam Knutson. There are a lot of different ways that can go. I think Knutson might be able to tuck more centrally, which will allow Ty Jarrett to have a lot of space up that left side. On the right side of the field, I think Powell will want to get wide more consistently, and so that'll provide an interesting outlook for what Luke Mayfield will do today. He might stay back in the midfield. He might allow Donnelly to go forward. He might come inside and play as an attacking midfielder in attack. So I'm interested to see how they do it. But for now, TLU has the ball.
Yeah, it was a good passage there from TLU. Physical stuff from Trinity. There was a half appeal for a foul, but I think, a player off balance loses out. Yeah, it's an interesting shape from Trinity. It definitely didn't play out how we expected. Of course, Adam Knutson, 1 goal behind Hunter Kane for the Golden Boot lead. It's the race to 10 right now. Knutson on 8, Kane on 9.
They're putting Chandler under a lot of pressure on the ball early here. I don't know if that's something they've seen on film or if that's just something that they want to do, that they want to press the back line. So far, I haven't seen J.C. Rule receive the same kind of pressure, though, but maybe that's just a tendency of where the ball's been so far in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, right? Like, the ball for those opportunities have been more to the left than to John Connor Rule on the right. So that'll lead to Powell getting more of that pressure. But certainly the way they're marking up is definitely to be heavy on both, really. Just there hasn't been the ball go that way. So a bit of a high press when they aren't in possession.
Which is interesting for a team that doesn't allow a lot of goals. Most of the time you think of teams that are going to sit back when you hear not going to allow a lot of goals. High press makes me think scores a lot of goals.
Yeah, I mean, look, they haven't been afraid of scoring goals either. They're just leading. They're not near the country leaders for that. Right decision there from the referee, John Connor Rule. Thought he got away with it, but from our angle especially, it was a pretty noticeable shove on the header. Let's TLU get us going again. Pretty even start, really. Yeah, call from the bench is for pressure, so they're definitely going to put pressure on both those central defenders.
Which I think, unfortunately for TLU, might not be the right team to do it against because of how many options Trinity has in midfield, especially with Donnelly dropping between Rule and Chandler. Rule and Chandler will never be without a passing option in this formation. So pressing them might be a futile effort that wastes a lot of energy.
Yeah, I do wonder with these kind of styles as well, you can end up, you start with that high intense, high press, try and snag a goal early, and then you go, okay, let's sit back, maybe
they're setting the tone. They just want to get an early goal and then rest on their laurels a little bit, possibly.
Yeah, look, Trinity can be vulnerable to an early goal. We've seen them fall behind this season, so they they can sometimes get caught out early. I don't think it's a bad idea. Especially in this heat, if you can make the defenders work more.
Yep.
Ball over the top, got to be dealt with, good header away. Instrel followed it up well, got it over to Dugan.
Really good header there from Louis Instrel. He got up for it well and then just flicked it on to Dugan.
Rule had an assist on Sunday too. It was 2 defenders with assists on the goal on Sunday. It was Dugan and Rule.
That's another thing that this formation allows for. Rule can get high up the field like that because of the fact that Donnelly drops for him.
Yeah, there's always players dropping. Whoever it is getting forward, there's always someone covering, which can often be a criticism when you have wingers going forward and central defenders bombing into centre mid, is that nobody comes back to cover. But this team, it's well communicated, so they have someone back at all times. Good recovery that from Donnelly.
I think the formation is well designed for that. That it allows for easy rotations that just make a lot of sense. When somebody comes inside, everybody knows where else to go to make up for that.
Yeah, it comes with being well coached and well organized. I think both of these teams are very well coached and well organized. We've seen that from TLU already. They're very stout defensively. They're going to be, we're saying it a lot, but they're going to be very difficult to break down. You know, in defense, they're really tightening up that defense midfield line too. So it's going to be a lot more players behind the ball. And then out of possession, that gap gets bigger between the two, but it can allow them to transition out of defense quicker.
I think they're playing with 2 holding midfielders as well, who so far, at least to me, seem to be dropping between the center backs and outside backs, which almost makes them a 6-back in defense, which is really hard for a team to break down without a big, tall forward, which Trinity are lacking right now. Hunter Kane, really fast, really great finisher, not the best aerial target.
In fact, we might get a good look at this as a 6-back from this angle too, because the you can see it when they're not in possession. So now they're coming out a little bit, but when they're pressed and not in possession like that, they're putting those 2 defensive midfielders, exactly like you said, Scott, right back as part of that defensive line. And you'll get a good look at it now, because you see that defensive midfielder just up, but it's essentially a 6-back. Really difficult to break down. And like you said, without the height, Trinity doesn't have a big, tall striker this year like they had in the past with AJ.
Yeah, they want to break teams down with short passes and speed. And when a team keeps 6 players back in the box, that's really, really hard to do. So set piece is all the more important for it.
Yeah, exactly. The tall defenders come up for the set pieces. And so it presents an opportunity now to use some height. Set piece of a throw. Big throw that from Knutson.
I think they're saying he came onto the field with it.
Yeah, foul throw. Would be the decision. Argument from Paul McGinley is that, well, momentum carried him on, but if he hasn't released the ball before, then it's a foul throw. So good refereeing that. Good work from the assistant. Kept his flag up, which is exactly how you're supposed to call it. And that's a good foul throw. Like, look, I think a lot of times, foul throw, who cares? You know, if your foot's in the air, it hasn't really changed anything. But that sort of foul throw can impact the game. So it's important to call it. And call it early, because now the player knows. Good ball forward, cut back to Kane, going for the record, but he sends it wide.
Yeah, and he made a late run there. Knutson makes the run first, which gets that back line to drop to the 6. And then Hunter Kane, he's being picked up by a midfielder. He makes a late run. He's not picked up by one of those big, tall defenders. And the ball, it just drops a little bit too much on him. I think he would have preferred that to hit him on the head. It's easier to direct a ball from your head. It's a little too low by the time it gets to him. But it was really well done from everybody there. The fact that that ball was even crossed into the box, really impressive.
Yeah, really great cutback. Promising sign from Trinity, because we're talking about a lot. Hard to break down, so good opportunity, that one. Well cut back. But at the same time, it shows TLU what you're going to try and do, and it gives them an opportunity to learn.
Absolutely.
So throw in now from TLU. That was good, but Donnelly recovered for the Tigers. Back with TLU.
Donnelly recovers again.
Yeah, he's been a big part of that first transition out, winning that ball But now TLU on the counter. A dangerous counter-attacking team. TLU. The Bulldogs. Oh, it's a good ball forward, but he's offside. Just mistimed his run. Met with applause from the bench. I think, yeah, it's a good idea. So you applaud that. You say, all right, we can try it again. Just mistimed his run there. Looked off for me from my angle, which is pretty terrible, but AR agreed. So
I wasn't looking. I was looking at the ball.
I think it was a simultaneous sort of jump where the defense jumped up and he went for it, and that's going to catch you every single time.
Yep.
You can't adjust. And he wasn't looking like, he's looking to get forward. He's looking where Satpathy is.
You're looking where the ball is. You're looking at your teammate and trying to read his eyes.
That's pressure from TLU that forced that missed switch. Really good work from the Bulldogs. Earns a throw.
Yeah, and the applause from the bench. They know hard work there. They've won the ball back. And now, I like this from TLU, they're slowly getting over there. They're kind of impending their will as the team in possession by slowing the game down when they have the ball in the attacking third like this.
Of course, Bulldogs, no strangers to winning in SCAC. Won the 2019 championship, so can't be taken lightly. Good chance at a counter here. Well blocked. Really great defensive work from Noah Harris. That's why he's the SCAC Defensive Player of the Week.
And that was really impressive as well because Hunter Kane beat his first man really well. And I was about to react to the move he put on to beat the midfielder, and all of a sudden, defender's there to recover for his teammate's mistake. It's really quick recovery from TLU there.
And that, again, just part of why they're such a good defensive team. It's not a, you lost your man. It's all hands on deck. We're going to defend well.
When you organize and defend as a team, that's when it's hard to break down. Lots of teams have good defensive players, but I would much rather try and break down a few good defensive players than an organized defensive unit.
Corner kick coming in. Just swings out. So a goal kick for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I think they've been well coached by Eddie Salazar in his 19th season. Quickly approaching 150 wins with TLU. He does have the all-time win lead as a coach for TLU. He's an alumni. He won the ASC championship as a player. Comes out of San Antonio. Graduated from the school now known as Legacy of Educational Excellence. Coached at Central Catholic High School.
I work during the week at Lee High School.
Good old Legacy of Educational Excellence.
Yeah. I do some tutoring and stuff there, so that's cool.
There you go. So you and Eddie connected. It's my wife's high school. It's where she went to high school. In fact, his involvement with Central Catholic means he's dealt with her whole family because her brother went to Central Catholic. Just out of the reach of the long legs of John Connorall, so it's going to be a throw for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, McGinley frustrated early. The pressure, you're saying it's getting to them, and they're not able to find the same options that they've had in most games. I was saying, they're going to be able to deal with the pressure well because they're always going to have options. Those options aren't there right now, and Trinity's going to have to figure something out if they want to break down TLU in their own defensive third, let alone that attacking third.
And it's exhausting. It's exhausting physically, but also mentally to have to keep looking for options, and that can get tough over time. Yep,
especially when you give the ball away, you have to go back and defend them because defending is physically exhausting.
Yep, Knutson. Wide left now. Just back for Rule, waiting for options again. See, again, just so well managed at the back. They're just so hard to open up a space to find someone. He skinned his opponent, though. But just the shot is just not opening up. Instraw tries to have a go, but there's just no shot there, so he has to go back. No shot, no pass. There's just no options. And so you're going to have to do something to break him down. That's a good through ball. Cuts back, but all three players had made the run forward. And so the ball just ended up in TLU's feet. Dugan over the top for Knutson.
That's a special pass from Dugan.
Really great ball from Dugan. Knutson just can't get the connection I think he wants on it. But it's an interesting idea.
It's a really difficult skill as well. It's got backspin on it. He's trying to hit it forward as it's coming backwards on him with that backspin. Really tough to deal with. I think looking at that back line, though, again, and talking about how it's a six-back, I think, we talked about the two holding mids that drop in. I also think their outside mids are getting involved in it as well. So when the ball goes near side, a holding midfielder can step up and press because of the fact that the backside outside mid drops in and covers for him. It's always six, no matter what. Midfielder comes out, midfielder goes in. They're rotating consistently. Kind of like we talk about how Trinity rotates consistently in attack. They're rotating consistently in defense and in pressure.
Yeah, it's a similar thing. It's almost similar to how Trinity works defensively, just with more players.
Yeah.
We see Trinity do these transitions, but they do them from an attacking perspective. We're going to stop it as players down in the box. Trinity bench was pretty fired up about it. I have to admit that but I don't think we would ever really see anything through the crowded bodies.
Seems to me
Trinity certainly thought they did.
I think the argument is one of those flailing arms that hits somebody in the face. Obviously, I'm not going to see it from here. You're not going to see it from here, especially when Ty Jarrett was on the backside away from the ball in that case. Hard to see. His face definitely looks red, and he was holding his head. So, right decision for the referee to stop it. I'm not sure whether or not it's a foul, though.
Referee signaled to the bench that it was a head knock protocol thing, so he's got to come off and get checked. I don't think they brought anyone on in lieu, so it's going to be temporarily 10 men for the Tigers. I suspect this chat is partially about slowing things down for that check.
Yeah, I also think Omkar Sapathi, he's noticed something here early that he wants to inform his captain about and let him know, because obviously Trinity have struggled playing out of the back, and Omkar in the back has a really great view of it and probably has good insights.
Great header there from Noah Harris. He's going to be so hard to get past. He won the Defensive Player of the Week award. He's 6'3", so getting it over him is going to be difficult. Substitution, first of the day. Diego Sanchez comes on. Senior midfielder out of Humble. Transferred this year from Northeast Texas Community College.
Yeah, and the early substitution doesn't surprise me at all. Defending the way that we're talking about them defending is exhausting. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of movement. It takes a lot of movement on the backside. And so, especially when they're pressing high up the field as well as dropping back into that low block. So, for a center midfielder to be getting subbed this early doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Jaden Frankie, the man out. Local lads, San Antonio went to Johnson. Tigers working around. There's a good run left. If they can time it well, they do. That's a beautiful pass to find Jarrett. Swings it in. Call from the bench was early. I think that's where they think they could catch TLU out, is if they can do it quickly and avoid them getting set. Problem is they set very quickly.
Yeah, I think it's exactly right that you want to put balls in early, especially I think that's part of the reason why Will Powell is playing higher up the field than normal today, because they want to get him on the ball with the potential to cross as early as possible.
Big switch here over to Rule. Yeah, it's certainly been Trinity with a lot of the ball, but you feel like TLU have maybe had the better of it. Probably some better looks. Although Trinity has the one shot that was dangerous. As we go wide right. It is interesting seeing one of Trinity's tallest players being on the wing against a defense like this, but it's just where he plays.
Has stayed central in attack. I don't think that that's going to be the case today with Will Powell. He likes to be on the wing and take on outside backs. So I think to get him wide, Mayfield will tuck to that central position, which is the opposite of the way that they've been doing it so far this year.
Yeah, you can see Trinity even hurrying up there. A free kick in their own half.
What a ball.
That's a beautiful ball right to the feet of Jarrett. Good recovery there as well from Nathan Roy defensively to take advantage of the ball being hit with some force. They're really hard to control when it's hit that hard. But yeah, there's definitely an urgency from Trinity to hurry it up.
I think Jarrett's speed is another intentional decision from Coach McGinley today based on a defensive team here, because you want to get forward quickly, as you're talking about. Jarrett's the guy to do it. He's got speed to get up the wing like we just saw.
Attempted
Wow.
through ball, well gathered by Kane. Shaped to have a shot. I think was trying to play that for Jarrett, but it was blocked. Kane with the block again. It's now with TLU. Ball goes away. It's going to be a free kick, though. Wasn't one legally. So a free kick here for the challenge on Diego Sanchez.
You know, every game I like to draw out the formation of the two teams to visualize it. I'm having a lot of trouble doing it for TLU. Everybody's moving all over the field.
There's a lot of movement.
And I don't really know what a base formation for them is.
Yeah, which is a bit of a coach's dream, really.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, we're certainly in a better position than the Trinity bench is as well to make those judgments. We're right on halfway, so it's a lot easier for us to see. But yeah, there's a lot of movement in this TLU. It's one of the things that I think makes them so hard to break down.
Yeah, and it feels like they have more than 11 players on the field, if I'm being honest, because every time I look, it looks like they have 4 forwards, 4 midfielders,
Yes.
and 6 defenders. And that math doesn't math.
That doesn't equal 11, that's for sure. Big TLU crowd that you can see right there. Didn't like that call. Another
What a
good bit
touch.
of control from Jarrett. Gives it out to Knutson.
Corner.
Gets the block, but it's a corner. Call is to go up for Rule. Yeah, big contingent of TLU fans. Unsurprisingly, Seguin's pretty close, so a lot of kids from San Antonio end up at TLU. A lot of people live in this city, went to TLU, so makes sense. You get a chance to cheer them on, you're going to come out. Ball swung in, far post. Keeper came. Got there, headed off the post. It was messy, pinballing around in there. Instraw gets control. Squares
Have a
it.
hit.
It's exactly what he does. It's blocked. Well, Powell has a go.
It's good work. I think the space was open for Powell to have a hit, and Powell and me were not the only two people that recognized it, as TLU covered and closed down that space really quickly.
Good work from the keeper to come quickly. Yeah, Will Powell doesn't have a goal this year. Does have 5 assists, though, so, you know, certainly been active. But no goal yet this year. That could have been it. Good defensive block. Getting forward. And again, 3 players forward for TLU. It's exactly what you were talking about. Like, it just seems so often that there's more than 11 of them on the pitch because of how much they're moving. You blink and suddenly there's 4 up front. And so change here. Evan Pacheco coming in. Yeah, been a real even game so far. Both teams fighting for it. It's going to be Michael Wells coming off. Evan Pacheco, first-year midfielder, out here in San Antonio, Texas. Central Catholic player, so he's got that experience already with Eddie Salazar, who's done some coaching over there. That's going to be a free kick. Just clipped him. Not much in that. I think he's trying to win the ball. He's trying to stretch out to get the ball as it's going away, but he clips the player. Can't do that, so it is a free kick for TLU in a good position here to do some damage. They've got some tall players coming up from the back. They did just take off Michael Wells, who's 6'1", but Noah Harris is 6'3". He's going to come forward. Louis Hart, 5'10". Carson Eldridge, 6 flat. All forward for this one. Ball swung in. Great work from Sapathy. Needed to be. That could have been anything.
Yep. You said it. Could have been anything. It's one of those where somebody could have gotten a flick in the mixer there, put it anywhere else. Doesn't drop in time to do so, but he makes a big save because he's prepared for the cross. He has to adjust to the shot. It's difficult for a goalkeeper does it well.
And Carson Eldridge was lurking there far post. Could have been really dangerous. Oh, he heads it into his own man. That's unfortunate for TLU. And a chance maybe for Hunter Kane to get out, but it's cleared away again by TLU. And now 21 players all in Trinity's half. We have not seen that much this season. So a throw in here for TLU again in a dangerous position. Really good passages for TLU. Trinity perhaps led off by TLU players offensively getting in the way of each other there. Header coming off the back of his teammate. So a throw in for the Bulldogs. In a good position to start something. Flicked back to the taker. Makes a good run up the left. Does Sanchez. But runs out of space. Right as I say that, it's a throw in for the Tigers deep in their own half.
Substitutions coming for Trinity here early. It's gonna be 3 of them to come. It's Alex Ramirez and Cam Smith, notably. Both of them have had a lot of starting time so far this season. Always surprising to not see the two of them because they play such a crucial role in the typical Trinity system. Maybe the idea from Coach McGinley here is to go back to a little bit more of what they're used to playing and how they're used to playing. When you go to something comfortable, it kind of helps you break down some complex situations sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think the changes are especially surprising, especially Cam Smith. I think with the work the Pals had to do up the wings, and Jarrett, I think, is the likely one to come off for Cam Smith, given they're playing that same left wing spot. So we'll see what the change is. But Jarrett's been very active. He's been doing a lot. And this is his first start of the season, so unsurprising, because I looked up and all of a sudden there's only 18 minutes to go. Misplaced pass from the Tigers allows TLU to get possession back. A lot of dust kicking up, though. This is a hard pitch. And I think that's affecting sometimes. The ball's bouncing a bit more than players are expecting.
Yeah, it hasn't been a lot of rain, and I can tell you there hasn't been a lot of rain all over Texas, and it's been affecting a lot of fields here. It's bouncy, it's dry, it's going places you don't think, and you're losing your footing quite easily because your cleats are not sticking in the ground like they normally do.
Good mark taken by the keeper there. Yeah, and Trinity's trying to mitigate some of that. We've seen a couple games this season where the team's warmed up on the intramural field. We saw today the goalkeepers warm up on the IM field. So it's they're trying to keep the pitch as nice as they can. There's only so much you can do, though. It's hot and it's dry. And I don't think we're going to see much relief of at least the dry part. I don't think winter's going to be any wetter than the summer has been. So it's just part of life here in Texas right now, unfortunately. But it's not something that either team is going to be unusual for them. They're both in this part of the world. Seguin's not that far from here. So. And so the Tigers get things started. Again from the free kick. Just passing it around at the back, trying to open something up. Again, just so well marshaled.
Dugan's calling for it. He's been open for the switch, and now they got him.
Gets it. Puts the ball through. Oh, it was what he wanted to do too. The second he got the ball, he wanted to play that wing ball out wide. But there, we look at the stats. 4 shots to 1. 1 save apiece, though. I think it says a lot. Like, those Trinity shots, for the most part, have been from out of the box and haven't looked especially dangerous. And that shows how much the TLU defense is stopping Trinity from really getting it into the box and create something.
Yeah, I think Trinity, honestly, just need to put some shots on target that, they can be low-quality shots, but when you're shooting from distance, I would rather have the shot be on target, force the goalkeeper to do something, even if it's just straight at him, than go over, because the idea of having a shot on target, it just motivates you a little bit. It helps. I can't explain it. It just helps.
Yeah, look, and we saw a couple weeks ago, we saw a goalkeeping howler. You just never know when these things are going to happen. Good ball over the top. Rule's going to have to be good. He's let it bounce, which is dangerous. There's a player back there too in support. Bounce is there. Good take from Satpathy. Keeps it in too.
Got up well for that.
Great take.
Really impressive jump there.
But yeah, Evan Bounce was lurking there again. Good chance to cut it back to him.
Yeah, and that's a position that JC Rule is very good at. You know, recovery defending like that after a ball over the top. I just think that bounce catches him off guard a little bit, and he misjudges the header after it. Maybe that has something to do with the dry field and it's bouncing a little bit differently, but he loses track of it, something he rarely does, and that's what an attacker should do. As an attacking player, you have to be ready for the defender to make a mistake, because if they do, you need to pounce on it immediately.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that we were just talking about the dry field. That may have played a role. It's always dangerous when you let the ball bounce defensively. Yep. And we saw why right there. So, big opportunity that for TLU. Satpathy equal to it.
Yeah, he got up well. I was really impressed by that.
Much higher than I thought. And the ability to just get his whole body around it and make that save. Good work defensively from the Tigers.
Good interception by Cam.
Cam Smith's fresh legs really helping out there. Knutson plays it back to Morales. Instrull. All the way over now. Tigers trying to work something here. It's been a good passage for TLU. They need something different. That unfortunately is not it for them. Knutson wins the ball though. He's going to put the pressure on. Strong work there from the Bulldogs to win this and come away with it. Wow. Still in. Beautiful challenge there from Knutson.
Wow.
Did well to get round. He's cut it back. Just a little too far back for the Tigers. Another switch for him. Tigers working hard here. Trying to open something up. Shaped to cross it. Chance to cut it back. Oh. The run's on. Oh, it's hit the back of the net. Keeper's lost sight of it, I think, as he signals to his defenders. Trinity have the lead. Beautiful ball cut back. But I think the keeper just completely lost sight of that.
Yeah, I lost sight of it. In the build-up, I'm kind of confused. That ball was trapped in that corner for a while, and then...
Oh, wow. It's a stunning step over. I think it would have been a penalty anyway if it didn't hit the back of the net.
Instrull gets taken out as he shoots there.
Instrull scores a goal. That's a beautiful ball back. One thing that I think you notice on that replay is the great lead from Alex Ramirez. He's not going to get an assist for it.
Yeah.
But without that work, that's not a goal.
Yeah, I think he opens up space for Instrull by doing it.
Oh, absolutely. He drew three defenders onto him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lets himself get nutmegged, and then Instrull left with the just passing it into the back of the net. Big moment in this game. One could be enough. We're going to get another look at it here from this angle. You see that leave. It's the shape to shot as well. The reaction from the goalkeeper absolutely says to me that he felt sold out by his defense. It did take a bit of a touch on the way through too, which I didn't notice from our original angle. But, yeah, just defensively a little lost there. Just kind of ball chasing a little bit from TLU.
Yeah, it got stuck in that corner for a while.
It was there for a while, and then
Adam
suddenly
Knutson
it was in the back of the net.
fighting for it. Others were in there as well, and all of a sudden the cutback, like you said. But cutbacks specifically are really difficult for goalkeepers because he's got to be setting himself up as that ball's in the corner. Pena on that near post because he's looking to make sure it doesn't go in the back of his net from there as this corner comes in. Ooh.
That was a dangerous header. But right at Satpathy, they're not going to want to give away too many of those, though. The Tigers, that was a dangerous, dangerous chance that fell to Jonathan Rodriguez.
But, yeah, Pena will be setting up on his near post. And so once that ball goes centrally to Instrel, he's scrambling to get from that near post to the correct positioning to deal with a shot from the middle of the net there. So the fact that that cutback comes, you've got a goalkeeper who's already feels like he's scrambling, trying to move his feet quickly, and then there's chaos in there. There's a leave, there's a deflection a little bit. It just makes it really difficult for a keeper who's already moving his feet more than he wants to be doing.
Yeah, and just so many bodies in the way. It's so hard as a goalkeeper to see that ball. Even this ball, it's bright yellow. It's difficult to see in those situations. And again, if it doesn't hit the back of the net, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
Instrel just absolutely taken out in the process. Scrambling defense. I admire the defense doing everything they can. Just a little late. Instrel, really good stuff. Under pressure, so he knows that defender's coming and is going to hit him. So he has to get that ball away, and he does. Beautiful ball. Passes it in the back of the net. Well-placed strike. We're going to look at what happened here. Oh, yeah, just stepped on the foot. And so that was what the foul was, because we did see a TLU player down.
Wow. That's an important interception there from Ramirez. That's 2 big moments from him now coming on the field that will go unnoticed. Really a leave that's so important, and then that interception, the counterattack was on, and not only did he intercept it, but he almost sprung Hunter Kane the other way. He turned defense into attack really quickly there out of a really dangerous opportunity for TLU.
Hunter Kane was calling for it right now too, so he wants it. I'm sure he's aware that he could break a record tonight, but it's going to be really difficult.
He might be coming off here as Aiden Perales is getting ready. He's a true number 9. Zach Anderson
coming
and
on.
Perryman also getting ready. And three more players who have got a considerable amount of minutes this year.
Yeah, Anderson's had a good spell of starts lately. For the team, pass just a little back, plays it back for Sapathy. That's the right thing from John Connor Rule. Calm, really calm stuff as well. So 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Trinity 1-0 up thanks to that Instrel goal in about the 35th minute.
Came out of nowhere, it felt like.
Yeah,
really
it just didn't feel like there was a goal coming in that play. It just felt like...
In the game either, though.
Yeah, true.
At least in this first half, the way it's gone. TLU been really, really stout defensively, but give credit to Trinity in the corner there. A lot of tenacity to keep the ball in the attacking third there and create some confusion.
Also in number 24, Kason Dilworth.
Kason Dilworth, the last one coming in. It was sort of a late decision to bring him on. So Knutson's off, Instrel's off, Kane's off.
Mayfield's off.
Mayfield's off. Somebody else also came off because there was one more substitution. Oh, Dugan. Dugan is the other one that came off just now. And so that is a
3 blondes coming off, 3 blondes going on. Although I think one of the blondes was already on there. So 3 blondes started the game, 3 blondes on right now.
They've got a kid's a rule. You've heard of the 3 non-blondes? Trinity's playing 3 blondes at all times.
It's confusing. They all have this like
they all have the
light
same
blonde
haircut too. Like it'd be one
It's-
thing if one of them was like long hair or had really obnoxious shoes, but they don't.
No, and they're all similar heights as well.
Yeah, they all look vaguely similar from
Vaguely.
a distance. From a distance.
From a distance,
which
it
is
gets
where we are.
confusing.
I got to be honest, John Connor Rule really helps us out. He's got that headband.
He wears number 32 as well. There's so many things that make him.
He's got a captain's
So
armband that
easy
helps.
to
He's got
notice.
bright shoes. He only needs one of those things, really.
Maybe we should give
We gotta
the
spread him
pink
out.
shoes or the haircut or something to one of these other players. He's tall, headband, haircut, all of it. He needs to spread the love.
Well, we had a game here in San Antonio a few years ago where the club was selling a blackout shirt, San Antonio FC, and it had black numbers on a black kit.
With a black logo, right?
With a black logo,
Yeah.
black sponsor and everything. And they were supposed to use a different number set for the game. Ball over the top, opportunity, really well dealt with
Still
defensively there, though.
Suko brought it down well.
Aldridge it was with that original clearance. Swung in, headers there for Perryman. It's still there, though. Tigers were there, but well dealt with by TLU in the end. Sometimes you just got to clear. So they were supposed to wear a different number set to what they were selling to the fans, so it was a bit more noticeable. Like it was going to be silver instead of black. It's not what they wore. It was a mess up in the press box. We had a rough time that night. Anyway, they got a fine from USL as well.
Yeah, I'm
that,
sure.
so.
I'm sure the ref had a tough time.
No, I think up
trying to
close
keep
it
track.
worked. The
Oh,
ref said it was actually not that bad up close, but on TV and up in the press box, it was a nightmare. But he said, yeah, up close you could tell the numbers, but from the distance, not so much. So luckily we don't have that here. All the numbers are really clear and vibrant. It's just sometimes if they're not turned the right way, you can't see them. And so you have 4 guys with the same haircut and the same shoes. Good header from Rule.
Really good header to find a teammate under so much pressure.
I've got to point out how hard Perales has been working since he's been coming on. He's been running for every ball. I do not envy the assistant in that. That was 4 bodies right on the ball. Right on the line. Substitution here for TLU. It's going to be Tyler Kenny coming on, first-year forward out of College Station. Played League 2 for the Twin City Toucans.
He's the 3rd player to go up into that number 9 position for TLU today. Trying a lot of different things in attack so far.
Bit of a lack of communication there from the Tigers, kind of killing that opportunity. Just off the shins and maybe a chance here for TLU.
Really well done from Dilworth there.
Good communication there from Sat Pathy. Tells him to back off of it. Hoofs it away. And incredibly, very nearly ended up with a Tigers ball. Good work defensively from TLU. Stops it from being that. 6 kilo on the ball. Playing his 50th career appearance. Senior forward out of San Antonio. Oh, beautiful interception. Beautiful work there defensively. Needed to be from Chandler.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity.
Great
it was a
chance.
one-on-one. If he beat Chandler there, he's in on goal with really no pressure on him.
Chandler just sticks out his leg enough to get it. That's a rough throw from TLU because he's clipped him. I think it's going to be a yellow too. It was a pretty high boot. You know, the rules, I've talked about it before. Rules we use as a referee to kind of assess just off your head if it's a yellow or anything is careless, reckless, and excessive force. That one did feel like it went past careless and into reckless for me because getting your boot up that high got him in the midriff, and he is a tall man.
Yeah.
So a shorter player, that could have been much worse. I think it's the right decision. It's one of those yellows, though, that you're frustrated to give up because you were earnestly just trying to get the ball. But I think it's the right call for me. Just a little too reckless to get his boot up like that.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Headed on. Oh, that was a beautiful flick. Nearly found that man, too. Tyler Kenny is there trying to win the ball. Throw in for TLU. It has been a frantic game. It doesn't feel like we're 42 minutes into this. Feels like kickoff was 10 minutes ago, but here we are. 3 minutes to go. 1-0 Trinity. Thrown down the line. We saw one a throw similar to that called a foul throw this season. Got to make sure you turn your body. You have to turn your whole body, not just flick it down the line. He did, but it's a very close line. Good ball over the top here, but it's going to go too long and be a goal kick here. This time ticking down to half-time. I think TLU, they've done a lot of good things, and I think there's some things to build on for them in the half-time talk.
No, but I think they'll be extremely frustrated to have given up that goal.
Especially how they gave it up, a little cutback.
Yeah, I think they'll think that they deserve to be going into halftime at least 0-0.
Yeah, and I don't think they'd be terribly wrong, right?
No,
but it's about taking your chances when they come, and Trinity did.
Yeah.
They took the chance, and again, I'm going to point out that
they earned it too.
Would have been a penalty. If it didn't hit the back of the net, that was a penalty.
Yeah, and the way they did it was through hard work and tenacity in the corner to not let TLU escape their own defensive third. And sometimes you're going to get rewarded for that hard work. Sometimes it goes unnoticed, but sometimes you get Louis Instrol a goal from doing it. So
Yeah, and I think we've got to be pretty clear. Not necessarily a mistake from TLU, just some
No.
really great play for Trinity. You know, you move the ball around like that, a lot of small passing. That's really hard to deal with defensively because you're constantly having to shift where you're looking. I mean, you said you were surprised by where the ball came
Yeah,
out. So
and it was trapped in that corner for a long time, and it switched possession a lot of the time. But when you're pinned back in your defensive third for that long, something's bound to happen. Defending takes a lot of organization, a lot of correct decisions. Like attacking, you need to be creative. Defending, you need to be organized and disciplined. And you can only stay that organized for so long. The longer the ball stays in your defensive third, the more chances you have of doing something that's going to give the other team an opportunity. And right now, they've given Trinity another opportunity from a set piece.
And you said that's one of their goals for the game, score off a set piece. I feel like it's been a while since they've scored off a set piece this season.
I think since Cam Smith's
Little corner
routine, yeah.
1 minute.
I think you're right. I can't remember one recently. This is a virtual corner.
I like this one, though, because you can put it on target, too. Make the goalkeeper make that type of decision. Oh.
Right to Zach Anderson. Went
He was almost
absolutely
unmarked.
on a dime. I think he was unmarked,
Yeah.
honestly. I just think they covered his shot well. But
Really good to notice him from Cam Smith. I don't know if that was the idea behind it, but when you got a guy that open.
because Tyler Kenny came out
Yeah.
from TLU, and he came out to cover the
Yeah.
run, which left Zach Anderson wide open for that. Not a bad effort. Was right to him, too. Good ball off the corner, far
Ooh.
post. Keeper's come. Oh, a couple players have slammed into the post there. That's concerning, but everybody comes up okay.
I think the keeper gets a
Oh,
touch.
it's played in between.
5, 4, 3.
Very quick from Satpathy to launch it. Got it away with the time running out. So that's it. It's half time. It's
Wow.
been a frantic and frenetic first half. The Tigers have the lead 1-0, somewhat fortuitously. Good goal, well taken by Louis Instrull. We're going to have a look at what just happened there. You
Yeah,
said you thought the
Pena.
keeper got the touch. He did. And honestly, we might have had a problem on that one because the goal shifted, actually.
I think Luke
And
Chandler
so-
absolutely bodied the goal there.
And so we'll have to have that adjusted at halftime. There's your halftime stats: 6 shots to 3, 3 on goal to 2, 2 saves apiece. These stats really reflect how even
Yeah.
it is. Trinity edging it, but it's been even. We're going to have a look at that earlier chance. That was very early on. This is that goal. Beautiful thing, beautiful cutback, and the keeper just kind of unsighted there, and it goes 1-0. That's the one. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for that second half. Hope you'll join us then. Welcome back. Ready for the second half. Referees went out and adjusted that goal. We had a chat with them and they said, oh, yeah, we saw it. We saw it. So they fixed that. Someone's car's getting towed behind the goal.
Oh, no.
So,
It's not my car. I'm okay.
yeah.
I'm not parked over there.
Yeah, I'm fine too. Never on that side. I know better than to park on that side. Psh, I don't want my car getting hit by a ball. Come on.
No, I'm parked at the gym. I'm getting way away. It's not nowhere near getting hit with the ball. Might get hit with the baseball.
Yeah, Scotty getting swole before he comes out every...
No, as I was working in the athletic center, in the coach's offices, I saw Coach McGinley before the game. He was like, let's go. Come on. 2 undefeateds. What a big game. Like, he was pretty excited. And then somebody was like, yeah, go Tigers. And we could hear him down the hall. He must have heard the go Tigers after him. And he went, like something like that. And I was like,
wow.
Whoa, Coach McGinley.
You know, if we, you know what, we should add that to the iPod Touch that we use to control music at Paul McGinley Field. We should add a Tiger sound effects.
I think we should add the Coach McGinley Tiger
we should
sound
record
effect.
Paul McGinley going rah.
We should add it to the end of the game transition as well. When it comes up,
when it
Tiger
comes up
Network,
with the Tiger
and then
Network
it's
thing, we should add that in.
rawr.
I like it. I like it. I like that one. I do think we need like a sound effect on that transition. I just, I don't know.
It'd be cool.
I think Josh
It is really
tearing his
cool
hair
already,
out at the
though.
idea of adding another step to a pointless transition. But,
I like it. It's cool.
So we're about ready for the second half. So it's going to be TLU Bulldogs in the black. They're going from right to left on your screen. Trinity in the white going from left to right. Hunter Kane still hunting a record today. I guess at some point I'll mention what the record is if it starts looking like it's not going to happen. But until now,
I feel like the fact that you've said he's hunting a record, is that not the commentator's jinx?
Nah.
You have to say
you
it
have to
outright.
specifically, because in baseball, you can talk about it's getting close.
Something's going on.
But if you say it's a perfect game, that's
Yeah.
when there's a problem. And so, or like in the theatre, you can say that Scottish play, but you can't say Macbeth. So, we're
I
fine.
didn't know that one.
Oh, that one's a famous one. The idea is that the play Macbeth is cursed, so you can't say the
Really?
name. You have to say the Scottish play.
So can you not perform it then?
No, you can perform it. There's a great, there's a really good, I think it's a Blackadder episode where the whole joke of the whole episode is he can't say Macbeth and he keeps saying it and freaking him out. It's a very funny episode.
Long throw potential here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be watching that he stays in this time. Yeah, he absolutely did.
Whoa.
Flicked on. Rule was there too. Just couldn't get that second flick on, but that was a good header. That was honestly a better throw than the one he overstepped.
Yeah.
So maybe he was doing himself a disservice.
Needed to stay off the field to make it a better throw. That's a tough one though for Kane or Rule. Both of them jumping for it. Hard to direct. It's lost a lot of the original power through that first flick, and so even if you get it on goal, it's not going to have a lot of power.
Yeah, you got to
So
be
you really
pushing
gotta place it.
pushing your neck muscles to direct that one because we already saw
Or running onto it.
which neither of them were.
Nope.
So got to get momentum somehow, basically.
Yep.
We already saw a well-placed goal, though, Louis Instrel, for the 1-0 lead. Currently the game-winning goal. I guess unless TLU equalize, it's the game-winning goal no matter
Yeah.
what happens.
Well, could Trinity could go up 2-0, and then TLU could make it 2-1.
Oh, that's
Never
true, and
equalize, and it's not the game-winning goal.
That's true, that's true.
Wow. It's well done. It's a lot of hard work there from Luke Chandler under a lot of pressure, and he wins the throw.
Yeah, he turned well. Just used his whole body there. He did like
Yeah.
a full 360 with the ball.
Takes a deep breath after. Deserved deep
yeah,
breath.
it's exhausting. Just bouncing around neither side, really able to get some clear control here. That was good work for Knutson because he was leaning into it.
They want him to
draw
get
the
going
foul.
on the quick.
They go quick, but I think they've gone a little too quick.
Yeah. Oh.
All four going quickly. Played forward. Can Kane get there? But he's offside. So it won't matter anyway. That's a little annoying as a defender, though, because you're like, that was a great challenge, and it doesn't count statistically for anything.
Yeah, I also think he's making the argument that he's been absolutely fouled there. You know, he gets to the ball first, and Hunter Kane puts his body through him. I don't think that would have been a foul because it's shoulder to shoulder.
And it doesn't matter anyway because of the offside.
But yeah, it doesn't
happens
matter anyway.
first.
Yeah.
There was a pretty famous incident
Ooh.
a while back in the A-League where offside and then a player just absolutely took out the defender. He got sent off.
Yeah, you can send him off, but you're not going to give the free kick.
But the offside still stood, so. And then you can't give away a foul against your own team. So if you punch a teammate, it's not a foul, it's just a red card. Beautiful header.
It is
there
a
from
red
the
card.
Trinity
You can get red
Yeah,
carded.
you get red carded. We famously saw that.
Really?
The Lee Bowyer for Newcastle got a red card
Scarily close to my last name.
For punching a teammate. Not a free kick. It starts with a drop ball, but well, it's an indirect free kick to the other team because of the card. But that was what happened.
That's
Punched his
interesting.
teammate. They got into a whole fit. It was wild. Look it up, Lee Bowyer. Although you might have to specify because it's Lee Bowyer. So it's gonna just beat Perryman out. Yeah, he had a few wild incidents on the park, did Lee Bowyer, but that's the example I always give. You can get a yellow card or a red card for an offence against a teammate because Lee Bowyer punched a teammate and got a red. I think it was Alan Shearer, too, that he punched, if I'm remembering right. Back in the golden days of the Premier League. I say golden days because Leeds was still in the Premier League when that happened. That's a good cutback.
Ooh.
Dangerous
Double
stuff.
left.
Beats two. Yeah, I don't know if the second one was left as intentionally. Good save by Sapathy. Got it well away. That was important.
They're just not as good at leaving it as Alex Ramirez is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the leave was good. I think the second leave, less necessary. But I think Sapathy had things covered. He did well.
Yeah, he wasn't scrambling as much as Pena had to be either.
Beautiful little touch there from Minstrel to create some space for the Tigers. That's going to be so important, I think, in this second half is space.
Yep.
And who can create space better than the other. Because it's been hard to come by. If you can make some space for yourself. Offside. So caught off there. Good offside trap here in the second half.
Yeah, that's really tough
From
to
TLU.
do when you have 5 or 6 players on that back line as well.
Yeah, to get everybody working together as one unit like
Yep.
that. You talked about it earlier. You know, you want a defensive team rather than one great defender. You want a team that's great as a team.
Yep.
And these 2 early offside calls are a good example of that. We see the TLU women's team over there taken in the game ahead of their match straight after this, about half an hour between the games.
It's going to be a short warm-up for them. I wonder if they'll disappear shortly before the end of
I
this one.
suspect they will disappear in about 15 minutes to start getting ready. And I should give a shout out. Ethan Cowdrey's dad is here. Gave us a very nice shout out, so thank you very much. Good call that from the referee.
Yeah.
Just pushed him in the back.
2 hands come up there.
Kind of gave it away by putting so much force on it that he
Yeah.
fell backwards, but still a good call. That's really great use of the body there defensively from Evan Brumeltz.
It's a good build here.
That was a vital block, although it's going to fall favorably for TLU. Frankie Tries to turn Will Powell. Will Powell got a foot in, but it's not going to be quite enough. It's cut back well. Dealt with well defensively by the Tigers.
Can't get it away. That high press from TLU is back, and it's working really well right now.
That's where we saw the goal come from for Trinity, was a high press. So unsurprisingly, TLU doing the same. Wouldn't be surprised if it paid off. That's dangerous. Really great start here for TLU to start the second half. And another foul throw. His foot is in the air. That is criminal in your defensive third to give away an opportunity like this by something so basic.
Yep, and they immediately, right after that, get an outside back up and getting ready in Luke Mayfield after that one. It's tough. You don't want to sub a player after a mistake like that, but sometimes you just got to make sure that the player's in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, and look, in the second half, it's an interchange, right? So you can take somebody off, have a chat about what went wrong, and then just bring them back on. It's fine.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, you know, people think that you're taking them off to tell them you're doing this or that wrong, but a lot of the time you're taking them off to say, look, you're good. Make sure you're calm and you're collected, and we trust you, and don't worry about it, and let this go, and take a second to regather yourself before you go back in there, right? Because I think they're, 2 in a row, Will Powell makes small mistakes, but they're mistakes, and you just want to make sure that an important player like that keeps his confidence.
Great ball here for Powell. Well shepherded out, though, by Noah Harris. SCAC Defensive Player of the Week. He's trying to make an argument to win it 2 weeks in a row. I suspect SCAC are not going to work like that. Give it to him 2 weeks in a row. Honestly, you could score a hat-trick, I think, like 3 weeks in a row in the season, and you're not going to win it more than once.
Yeah, maybe you win it
twice.
Once, and then not the next week, and then
one.
again.
Yeah.
I just don't think they do 2 in a row.
2 in a row. But I'll tell you what, Noah Harris, he's showing why he won it. Really good defensive work there. And that was right after he took a massive hit with the ball to his chest that would have let a lesser man, it's me, I'm the lesser man, would have left me completely winded. Those hurt.
He did have a moment that could have been potentially dangerous earlier. He was the one that would have given away the penalty if Instrel hadn't scored.
It's not going to be. He stayed on. Good work from Sapathy. I
expected it too.
I thought the flag was going to come up, actually. But the assistant gave no indication of that. So he was definitely on. But good work from Sapathy. Had to come and get down, and he did.
Yeah, it was a great run. Found the back of it.
Oh, big error here.
What
Great
a
save from Sapathy. John Cotterill recovers well, too, to get his body in the way. That was a big chance for TLU. Massive, massive save from Sapathy.
Yeah, it's a one-on-none is what you'd call it, because there's no defenders to take on. He's just got to beat the goalkeeper. The frame of the net, it's all staring at him.
Gavin Edwards, the man there with the opportunity, senior midfielder out of Missouri City.
Sapathy, he gets out and he gets big. That's what you got to do as a goalkeeper in that situation.
Has scored 2 goals this year. He's in the SCAC All-Sportsmanship team in 2022. So he's also coming off as Gavin Edwards after that chance. Something seems to be up. And there has to have been a second player on. I didn't catch who it was. I saw one sub come on. But I doubt they're playing down 10.
No, but they are bringing in Pacheco, who I think came in earlier for the exact same situation for Wells. He made a substitution, maybe a little bit later in the half, but they subbed that number 9, that striker role, a few times in the first half. So it's not necessarily an indication that the mistake is the reason for the sub.
Yeah, well, I mean, the player that made the mistake wasn't Wells anyway. It was Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
Kane's hunting this one down. Living up to his name. But dealt with well. Yeah, that was an unintentional pun when I first said it, and then I realized how good it was, and I had to own it. Pressure's there, though. TLU on these passes that aren't exact are right on you. You've got to get your pass to a dime to avoid that, because TLU, anything that's even marginally misplaced, they're on it like a hawk. Like a dog with a bone, I guess I should say.
Wow, you're really going for the puns.
I'm going for the puns today. I don't know what it is.
You made one on accident, and it just like flipped a switch in your brain.
I did. You know, I watched Andy Zoltzman this afternoon, so maybe that's it. Master of pun work.
Oh.
So they're playing on after the ball came off the keeper. If it changes possession, it'll be a drop ball. Didn't change possession. I think it's kind of a smart move from TLU. Beautiful flick from Zach Anderson. I think it's a smart move from TLU to just let Trinity play it. Like, stay in shape and let Trinity get the ball back and just keep going. I think that's the right move. Especially when they've started this half so brightly. And they'll win a throw.
Yeah, just a little bobble on the pitch there. Bounced over Knutson's foot. Good crowd today, both sides.
Yeah, look, I think it helps. Seguin is really close. So it's an easy trip for students to make on a Friday. It's, you know, I don't know about you, but when I was a student, as few classes as possible on a Friday. I was done by noon. So easy trip to make.
Work on Fridays, unfortunately, but yeah. One class today.
Oh, that's a good run. Really good run. Good work for John Connerall. Bench goes up. All ball, says the referee.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision. I mean, I know as a center back, I would have been really frustrated if that gets called against me because he gets to the ball first and players trying to almost push back against rule. And I think he's entitled to that space, and he does well with his body there.
Oh, Anderson just got a good touch, I thought, but it's come away for TLU. Good ball over the top. No, he's offside. He pointed at the referee, at the assistant as well. And I think he might get a yellow for this. Or he's going to get at least a strong talking to. Because that was immediately wagging his finger at the assistant. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, the whistle hadn't even been called. I didn't know the flag was up. But then
the
I see his
only way
finger.
I knew was, him
exactly.
wagging
Me
his
as well.
finger at the
Me
assistant.
as well.
So definitely you're on thin ice, lad, from the center. Yeah, Trinity just haven't been quite as clinical with their passing to start the half.
A few passes getting away from him.
There was a sub ready to come on. That's what that buzzer was calling for the sub for TLU, but they opted to play it on quickly.
Yeah, I think that would have been a point of contention if TLU had scored there. Trinity might have been upset.
I don't think they would have had much right to be upset.
No, but I think they would have been upset.
Yeah, they would have complained.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would have had much right. The game was clearly played on.
Yep.
TLU.
I think all the players on the field.
All the players on the field
continued to play on.
Knew the game was on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any issue there at all. Right decision. And right decision from the scorekeeper to buzz because that's the call, but because the coach hadn't signaled no.
Yep.
So if it would have been one thing if the coach had said no. Good ball in.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Oh!
That's a great goal from
my
TLU. Louis Hart dives down with an acrobatic celebration as well. Louis Hart scores the 10th goal of his career, second of the season. A beautiful diving header from Louis Hart.
I don't think it is a diving header. Wait till you see this
he's
back.
falling and he gets it?
Watch this.
All right,
I think he scorpion kicks this. No, he doesn't.
It's a diving header.
It is a diving header. The way his leg flicked back, I thought he scorpion kicked it, but still, that's impressive to get down and get low like that really quickly. It's so far out in front of him. He's stretching. If he just stands and tries to reach his leg for it, he's not getting there. Does a little Robin Van Persie dive for it.
Yeah, beautiful goal there from Louis Hart on the hour mark.
Wow. I thought he scorpion kicked that.
And we are level. It's 1-1 here. Honestly, reward for TLU. They've started this second half with a much better side.
Yeah, Trinity have been sloppy.
And maybe that's the wake-up call that Trinity needs. I looked over to the Trinity bench. Paul McGinley did not look happy at all. And the shot stat has completely flipped. TLU now leading the shot count 7-6. And almost all of them have been on target. 4 on target as well. In fact, 5 on target. We haven't updated the shots on target stat on the scoreboard for the goal. So, beautiful flick on. Just didn't pay off. Headed away by TLU. TLU.
Wow.
The tail is wagging for the Bulldogs now. They are going for this. Massive divot there, yeah. The player's going to patch it. The groundskeepers will be happy with that.
Hayden Peralez's studs tore that one up.
Tore it up.
What a tackle it was from him, though. He was recovering from behind. It's always risky when you put in a challenge from behind, and that was as clean as a whistle from Hayden Peralez.
Who isn't especially known for his defensive work.
No.
It's not
known
his main
for his
job.
hard work in the press, though.
Yeah. Smart work there from John Connerall. Immediately put his hands behind his back. No question. Definitely not going to be a handball, even if it came off his arm with the modern rules of handball. I actually like the modern rules. It makes it sound like I hate it. I actually think it's a great change. It's much more clear to referees about intent because it's so hard as a referee to judge intent if you're now taking out a big part of that.
No, and I feel like it's made watching as a neutral or as a fan much easier because you understand the rule better. I feel like last year and in years past, specifically at the pro level with VAR, there's a lot of confusion about what is and isn't a handball, and it wasn't necessarily consistent. This new rule has made it more consistent and a lot easier to understand. And I think that's all the fans want. Just define it so that we don't have to worry about, one team getting favored over another, like, Manchester City. But
well, they're already getting favored because they're allowed to breach financial fair play rules. But anyway. But yeah, hey, look, it's the only law of the game where intent matters, and so that immediately makes it harder to judge as a referee because you're like, well, did he mean it? I don't know.
Well, is there also the potential for intent to matter on red cards? Like
yeah,
a deliberate red
yes.
card.
Well, but deliberate doesn't always mean intent. Deliberate is different from intent.
Okay.
Like deliberately obstructing a goal-scoring opportunity.
The more you know.
Is slightly different from intentionally obstructing a goal-scoring opportunity. Because you can be deliberately in a position where that, you know what I mean? Oh, free kick here. Went down heavily. Big opportunity here for Trinity. This has honestly been their first real stretch of the half.
No, this is definitely their biggest chance of the half.
Absolutely, their biggest chance of the half.
And it'll be Mayfield over it. And the call was Luke from the bench. He's practicing when club soccer practices on Mondays and Wednesdays. Luke Mayfield is out there late after his own practice because they practice on those days. He stays out late. He's in his street clothes, but he's got his cleats on and he's practicing set pieces out there consistently.
Well, we'll see if it pays off. There's also an option there for Perryman, who you can see on your screen.
Yep.
That's maybe a short pass. That's exactly what they do. Good recovery from TLU. The wall jumped, but they made the move very quickly over to get the block on. Off the rear end, and it goes out for a corner kick.
I think that's almost a trick play from TLU there because they didn't have anybody specifically go mark it, which makes it seem like they're not aware to it, which baits Luke Mayfield into taking it, right? But the defenders are aware to it and got there quickly, more quickly than Trinity was probably expecting. If you think that they're going to get there that quick, you're not going to play that ball. You're going to have your shot. So the fact that they pass it to him makes me think that they thought they were not as prepared as they were.
Well done by TLU defensively. Now back with Perryman, though. He's got options. Goes with the one on the right. Ty Jarrett, that was an opportunity. It was cut back. Oh, it's a difficult decision for the assistant. He says it's a corner. I think that was one where the assistant was like, I am absolutely not putting my flag up. The referee's going to have to make that decision. And honestly, referee's probably in a better spot to make that decision than the assistant because there were a lot of bodies right on the ball. Jarrett to send this one in. Goes in, far post. Rules there!
Oh!
Keeper gets a great save on it.
He doesn't see it. The fact that he makes that save is unbelievable because he doesn't see that until the very last second.
Yeah, just jumps on it. Look at this. We'll get another look at it.
You'll see how little time he has to react.
And it's that, and it is the blocking from Trinity.
Yeah.
I want to say that was Peralez up there.
That's exactly what they want from these set pieces. We've seen it. They like to put chaos
Screening
around
the
the goalkeeper, screen the goalkeeper, make it hard for him to move, and get JC and other big center backs on the ball at the back post.
And so that's a yellow card there for that challenge. Might have nearly been a yellow card for the other challenge that came in. Right as the whistle was going, players sliding in to get possession. It's one of those unfortunate ones where you take out the player and you're trying to stop yourself. Right as the whistle's gone, you're like, oh no, I've committed to this now. And he unfortunately clipped him.
It's one of those you slide in and you put your hands out to catch the guy as you're going through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're trying so hard to stop yourself and you just can't. Sent in. I don't think it's going to go far enough. It's gathered by the keeper.
I wonder if that chance from Rule is going to change momentum a little bit, get the energy going again for Trinity, because that's really close.
They started this second half so flat.
Yeah.
And honestly, probably deserved to be behind. Like, TLU started the half so brightly.
Yeah.
Deserved to be level, I should say. TLU started the half so brightly. They deserved their goal. They were good value for their goal, and it was a well-taken goal at that. That worked out for Trinity now. Maybe a chance if they can move quickly. So they're going to slow it down, though. Jarrett looking for Perales. Really great with the thing. One of the things that's so impressive about TLU's defensive work, they're staying on their feet so much of the time. Like, they're not sliding in to win these. They are just getting their foot in the way and sticking it there and making it impossible to get around.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to the fact that they are smart defenders and organized defenders over, great defenders that can go in. And I'm not saying they're not great defenders each in their own right, but when you're smart and you're organized, you don't have to make these last-ditch tackles. It's Maldini says, if I have to put in a tackle, I've already done something wrong. I've already made a mistake, and that's the defensive philosophy. It's the 3 Ds of defense: delay, deny, destroy. Destroy is last for a reason. You delay the forward motion and deny the passes first before you can make a tackle.
Yeah, it's a good point. And Maldini, one of the greats of defense as well. So it's an important person to listen to. Ball comes out from Mayfield. Oh, that's beautiful footwork. Couldn't beat the second, though. Gets it back.
He's got Jarrett out.
And maybe, just maybe, that momentum's starting to shift, like you were saying, Scotty. We've got a bit of a shift here. Headed away. And now foul the other way. Everybody's confused by that call. So it's going to be a chance to TLU to relieve some of that pressure that had just been building.
Yep. And they've got subs preparing as well. I think it's going to be
subs ready to come on.
If I heard correctly, it's going to be a third sub or a second sub, third player at the 9 for TLU. Second half in a row that they've switched that position with 3 different players. One of the things
that make it hard is, like, it's always a different player. You're constantly having to look up a different player. Every player has their own style.
Yeah.
Communication's just not quite there for Trinity. Again, 2 players going for the same ball, 3 players going for the same ball now. Appeal for a handball. That would have been a harsh call.
Really harsh. Pinned in at his body.
In the modern era. Throw in for Trinity. These subs have been standing here for a while, ready to come on. Trinity throw. Right in front of the Bulldogs fans who were immediately telling the assistant where to put it. And like you predicted, the TLU women's team has gone back to start warming up. I'm pretty sure they were already in their training kit, so they don't have to go back to change. But start doing some warm-ups inside.
Could also go to the softball field or the IM field.
IM field, just right back there. I'd go inside. It's too hot.
The IM field. That's where Luke Mayfield practices his set pieces. He scores some brilliant goals out there too. I was a little disappointed he didn't take that one on.
I thought it was a better chance to take it. The wall was good and tall, but
yeah,
he scored him. We've seen them score him not just on that IM field, but in general play. So he's definitely capable.
Yeah, I feel like it was the type of angle that I see him working on a lot.
Exactly his angle.
It's the shot he wanted. Sometimes, though, I'll say I used to take set pieces in high school like that, and sometimes I'd get the one that I wanted, but if a teammate's open, I always felt obligated to play that pass over the shot.
Formation for a second there from TLU was 10-0-0. They had all 11 behind the ball. They are, we talk about how hard they are to break down. This is them showing it. Look at how many times Trinity have looked up, turned, and passed the ball back because there was literally no option.
Yeah, they've got numbers in that back line, and they're not really putting pressure on defenders.
Rule made a good run there. Goes to ground.
Goal kick.
Goal kick. And so we will get to see those subs. 19 minutes to go here. It's tense. To Carlos Longoria coming on, and Tyler Kenny. Tyler Kenny had some dangerous opportunities towards the end of the first half. So a goal kick here for TLU. Never really looked like being a clear chance there for the Tigers.
No, it didn't. They switched back and forth really well, but never looked like a chance. I want to go back to a point that you made earlier about them playing different types of strikers up there. I do think, now that I'm really thinking about it, they've played 3 really different types. One player, they start with Wells, big option up front. He wants to go and head that ball. Then we've got who was just on the field, technical player, wants the ball at his feet. He wants to take on defenders. And now we've got a quick guy up there who wants to run in behind and get that ball over the top. 3 very different types of players that you have to mark, and you mark them in very different ways.
Yeah, it's difficult defensively to keep having to adjust how you're doing it.
Yep.
That's a good point. That they are, and it's true. They've all been very, very different players. That's a beautiful gather. He almost caught it in between his thighs. There, did Chandler?
Chandler's really impressed me this year. He didn't get a lot of playing time in the past. Was not even top 3 choices last year at that position. So for him to be such an impact player this year is really huge for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's important to point out he's on his, this is 8th start.
Yeah, and he's been playing 90s pretty consistently as well.
Has been. It's the 8th start of the season. He's only started 8 games his whole career. So he's really impressed in the preseason to immediately start. Yeah, it's a rough challenge. Oh, he says he got the ball.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't think he did at all.
Based on the direction that the ball went.
Yeah, it went a completely different way to what would have happened. That's a pretty fair yellow. Let's have a look at it again. This will actually be a pretty good angle too. Well, here we go. We thought we were going to get started quicker than we did. So we cut back. But yeah, I don't think he got even a millimeter of that ball. I don't know what he thought he hit, but it wasn't. Even the referee is having a bit of a laugh about it.
Sometimes you can just lie. You know,
that's true.
They might not know.
That's true. Yeah.
Just because he said he got the ball doesn't mean he thinks he got the ball.
Rule 1 as a referee is assume every player is lying all the time. I think is a good base as a referee.
Or just don't listen to the players. You saw with your own eyes what happened. You don't need to listen to the players.
Oh, you got to listen because there might be. Oh, dangerous there. That's how Pathy goes down. It's going to be a corner. He's up quickly. Might be served staying down because he is limping a little bit there.
I think he's okay.
Referee's going to have a chat and make sure he's okay. But let's have another look at the challenge. Oh, ball is long gone.
Yeah.
This looks even worse in replay.
Yeah. If he touched it, it was the slightest of skims on the way through.
The only way he was touching that was with a time machine. That was very late.
Outswinger.
Far post. A lot of bodies. Oh, there it is! TLU have hit the lead.
Wow.
Not dealt with defensively by Trinity. That is a beautiful strike from Carson Aldridge.
Wow.
Puts it away. Second goal of his career. First goal of the season. And a huge day of SCAC results are looming.
JC Rule pulling everybody in to have a quick talk because they know they have to change the way they're playing now. They'll want 2 goals, but
nobody reacting quick enough to that.
Well, not reacting quick enough to when the ball hits the ground.
Yeah,
because
that's
I think
exactly what
they
I mean.
get up to the first ball really well. I think Chandler's the one that wins the header. But his header comes back, and I'm not sure who it comes off of. It could be a TLU player. It could be a Trinity player.
I think it was off the back of John Connor.
It might have been,
actually.
right? So, but in any case, he's trying to head it away. It doesn't get away. And sometimes, as a player, you make that header, and, obviously it's right between your eyes. It kind of shuts your vision for a second, and you don't necessarily follow the ball after you head it. So for all of them in there, they're not necessarily following the ball at that moment. It drops, and the one person who is following the ball is in a black shirt, hits it full on the volley, great hit. He has to still beat Sapathi, who seemed ready for it, surprisingly.
But really great strike from Aldridge. Second goal of his career, first of the season for the sophomore defender out of Spring, Texas. This is going to be a very. I think we're already shaping for an intense finish. I think this is going to be even more intense now that Trinity are behind.
But this is going to be really tough for Trinity. We've been talking about how hard TLU are to break down. I think Trinity, it took so much for them to score one. To get a second, it's going to be a hard ask. And to go and win this game is going to be even harder. It's going to take some real digging in offensively. And they're going to have to pour numbers forward, which is going to leave them vulnerable on the counter.
Yeah, look, there's no goal difference really in college soccer. So you've got to go for it. You lose by 7, you lose by 1. It's the same margin.
No, at this point, I would say I'd be surprised if it ends 2-1, though, because I think that it's going to be Trinity pouring numbers forward. They're either going to get a goal or TLU are going to counter and get a goal.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's going to be a lot. This is going to be a really intense final quarter of an hour, but a lot still to come in this one. And we might be down to only, what are we, 2 undefeated teams now? 1/5 of all the undefeated teams play in the SCAC. We're the most undefeated conference in the nation. But yeah, wow. I mean, the SCAC is wide open this year.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's fun.
It's
That's the
been
way you want to
really
see
fun it. It's been a fun year to watch. This has been a really fun game. Trinity, absolutely everybody forward. Everybody
wants the ball as well.
Everybody in the game is in the TLU half except for Satpathy. Powell tries to draw him in. He's not getting overcommitted. He has to turn multiple times. No, it's only going to be a throw. Throws it in quickly to Instrel. I think we're going to start seeing
free kick.
Free kick here, big opportunity for the Tigers. I think we're certainly going to see more and more and more of those players come in that started this game.
They made their typical late, we need a goal substitution, brought in Cowdrey, whose dad's here, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Big man in there. He's going to be looking to, I mean, he's even bigger than Harris at the back, which is pretty impressive. Harris is a big guy back in there.
Yeah, Ethan Cowdrey, 6'7".
And they bring Wells back in, which, again, I'm not surprised. He was of the strikers, Wells is the one that I thought was the biggest aerial threat. And so if you want to get pinned in defensively, he's going to be the best on set pieces like this. Cowdrey's header!
Headed on! I'm not sure if there was a touch on that.
I don't know if his header was on target or just back into the area.
Big appeal for a handball. Referee says it was off. Referee says it was off the shoulder, then a foul's given away anyway. Let's have a look at it.
Cowdrey
made the space.
It's a save.
It is a save. It's a great save.
Wow.
Great goalkeeping.
I don't know that if he doesn't make the save, Cowdrey's header goes in because there are defenders there. But there are 2 Trinity players crashing there.
Yep.
It's not a save in a sense he's blocking the shot as much as he's blocking an assist, which sometimes as a goalkeeper you have to do. You have to knock a pass away. You have to play defense. And he does really well there because Mayfield, I think it was Mayfield's not on the field. Who was it? Somebody with a number 2 in their jersey was crashing there at that back post. And dangerous opportunity for Trinity.
It might have been Rule because it was a corner right before. But yeah, I mean, look, that's what you got to do as a goalkeeper. You just got to get in the way. It'll count as a save because that was definitely a shot.
It was, and it was on target, so it counts as a save
Trinity,
statistically.
I think if that went in though, TLU would have had some grounds for complaint.
Based on Cowdrey's
Based
push.
on Cowdrey's
yeah.
push.
Yeah, I do think he got 2 hands on the back of the man in front of him, but referee doesn't blow the whistle. We have the benefit of seeing that on replay.
We get to see it again, yeah.
So we know for a fact then that, and again, he goes up for that header, and as he's going for it, it's an arm out.
No, it's part of how Cowdrey jumps.
Yeah.
You know, he does go up with his arms up. It's just a momentum thing, and so as long as he's not actually putting any momentum in his arms, but it certainly looked like a push. Oh, that's a harsh call.
It's a slip.
That's a harsh call.
I think he slipped, yeah.
He slipped. Look, so we're going to have a look at Cowdrey again here and see. Actually, you know what? From this angle, it doesn't look like a push.
That's also a really impressive header because look at the way he falls back as he's doing.
Falling backwards.
That's unreal from Cowdrey, and he's got it there.
Hunter Kane trying to get the ball out.
Suko.
It's a good pass for Suko.
That's a good chance.
Suko, one of San Antonio's biggest talents as a youngster. He captained the San Antonio FC youth team, the academy. He played at a high level with them. Oh, telegraphed real easy to cut out there by Diego Sanchez.
Oh, it's not a foul you want to give up if you're Trinity.
No, he worked hard too. He won that foul.
Yep. He did really well. Held off JC Rule to start with and then takes it backwards. Rule does really well. Doesn't foul. Keeps his arm on him. Makes sure that he doesn't have the ability to turn and face him up and dribble at him. That's exactly what you should be doing as a center back. So Rule's probably a bit frustrated that his teammate has gone and fouled him after he's done such hard work defensively there.
The referee very quick to stop the clock. I think we're going to see a lot of that in the last 10 minutes here because that was a clock stop. Flicked on. Oh, beautiful control there from Suko. Suko's had a good run lately in the team too. Off his rear end there. Ball played forward for Kane. Kane gets there. Back for Cowdrey.
Great touch from Kane there. Gets his foot under it a little bit to lift it. Because the defender's putting out his foot there, he has to lift it up and over. Otherwise, it might have deflected and gone out of his path.
A beautiful little touch there from Rule to keep things going in the forward direction. Chandler just kind of got stuck on the pitch there. Goes in for Suko. Back for Instrel.
Could have a shot if he wants it.
He looked for it.
I think it just fell a little bit too far to his left foot.
Cowdrey again. Rule a long way up for general play. Signaled for the switch, did Chandler. He gets it. Through the middle for Suko. Back for Chandler. Passing around looking for options, but they are absolutely parking the tank here.
And this is what they're set up for.
Look, yeah, I mean, you got, look.
As a defensive team.
They're 2-1 up. They deserve the right to defend. And so, you know, Trinity have to force it. They're
and
the
it's
team
late.
that's behind.
It's late. It's at the point where you can defend. Yeah.
It's not like they're defending with half an hour to play here.
Yeah,
this is absolutely how you should play this game. Flicked over the top, looking for Powell. It's just going to drop.
Well done,
Yeah,
Louis Instrel.
Really good work from Instrel, and now he's got some space. We talked about space being the most important thing tonight. Powell, big run. Man stays with him.
Hit it.
Has a go. It's blocked.
It's in there.
Big it's saved. Can't get the rebounds in.
How that didn't go in, from here, I have no clue.
Yeah, I lost sight of it. I completely forgot that I have a computer screen next to me that I could be watching for these exact situations. We're going to stop the clock here as the play is down. I think everybody is just a little gassed right now.
Wow. What a moment that was.
Yeah, that could be a game-saving moment there from Noel Pena.
Get a look here.
Yeah, we'll have another look at it. It's a beautiful hit. Takes one deflection, takes a second, and then tries to get around it. That's a beautiful save on Cowdrey. And then Cowdrey again on the ground. Ethan Cowdrey had no right to do any of that. Ethan Cowdrey,
that second one, he's not going to get it in the back
today,
of the
have
net,
had 2 shots in his entire career. Both of them were off target. He's had 3 tonight. All 3 have been on target.
Yeah. That second one, it's more of a testament to his effort because the likelihood of that going in is low, but just getting it on target there is impressive. That first one, palm save, hand out. When From here, it looked like it just got shot right at his chest. It's not the case. He puts it around the keeper. The keeper's moved his arm up to get to it. That's a really impressive save. One of those that a goalkeeper will always appreciate because that is a hard save. It doesn't look as hard to a non-goalkeeper, but it is.
Yeah, no Pena might be putting in a man-of-the-match performance tonight. It's a hard call.
He might be the SCAC Defensive Player of the Week.
He could be. He really could be.
One thing I'm noticing now, and I'm not sure if this is an adjustment or if this has been the way the whole game, but guys like Will Powell and guys like Hunter Kane are getting the ball, and when they get the ball in these half spaces between lines, they want to turn and run at players and take them on the dribble. That's what they're really good at. The TLU defenders are backing off of them. They don't want to get dribbled at. They want to get set up in their formation and force Trinity to play passes through them rather than dribbling through them. They're taking away what Trinity's attacking players are best at, which is taking players on the dribble. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Knutson has some hits in this final few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's proving really difficult to break down up front.
They're disciplined. They're not diving in. It's really hard when you have a player like Will Powell pick up the ball in the half space as an outside back in a six-back defensively. You know you have support behind you, so it's hard not to go and step in. But they're disciplined, and they're not doing it. They're forcing them to take the ball to them. It's putting the defenders in a position where they're making late decisions, which is better. They get to wait and anticipate and make their decisions based off of what attackers do rather than vice versa.
And I was about to comment that they had done really well. They were taking a lot of time off the clock. It was real subtle, and the referee, right as I'm thinking that, signals over to the scorekeeper to stop the clock.
Corner.
Blocked. It's a corner. That's not what Trinity want.
No, not at all. Sometimes you can get pinned in corners and have a few of them in a row, and that would be the absolute worst-case scenario here. I think TLU probably want to win as many corners as possible out of this.
TLU making a change. I'm a little surprised they made the change on the corner.
Yeah.
Partly because we all know tactically corners it's not a great place to make a change, but it stops the clock. Because the new rule is in the final 10 minutes, if it's a one-goal game,
That's a good
you stop the clock. So now they've stopped the clock.
Because the player who comes in doesn't go in for the set piece tactically, so that part's out. But you're right about the clock.
Yeah, it stopped the clock, and so it gives Trinity some more time, because time is what Trinity need. Then really smart there to not touch the ball, just let it do what it does so they don't get a clock stoppage there.
Good footwork.
Will Powell really strong. Oh, there's not much space here. That was concerning.
Yeah,
I was
had the
really
exact same
worried
thought.
because this is a brick stand.
Brick wall right
Just
right
a
where
brick
he
wall
fell.
right here. There wasn't much space. Big concern there. Glad everybody's okay. There's a bit of space. There's not a ton of space. When you fall like that, it's worrying. In a game this intense, nobody's meaning to do it.
No.
I'll be 100% clear. Both players were just looking at the ball, but
Yep.
it's a dangerous place to fall like that. So Trinity now with an opportunity to maybe do something here.
Chandler could. They pressured him well there.
Yeah, he looked up, and then immediately the space was gone for the shot.
I didn't even have the chance to finish saying he could have a shot. So what you want to do if you're Trinity here then is, especially because they're pressuring you so well, as Powell puts it in.
Blocked away, and it stays with TLU possession. That's the last thing Trinity want. Now they've got the ball back. They're appealing for a handball. Not given. Powell up the right. Swung in. Blocked. Corner. This is more what Trinity want.
So I think what Trinity want to do is they want to get as deep as possible with the ball, force TLU's backline to get all the way inside the
where the
six,
goal came from.
right? And then drop it back to that space where a guy like Chandler is waiting. The problem there was that the pass came square, so it's more time to adjust. If they had been deeper first, he might have been able to get the shot off there.
Ball comes in, far
Chandler.
post. Chandler gets there, keeper comes, spills it, then smothers it. Good goalkeeping. Kept it in front of him the whole time. So even though, yes, he spilled it, it's in front of him. He can see where it is the whole time. There's no looking for the ball. There's none of that panic. He knows where the ball is, and he jumps right on top of it in the end. Put it down, Kane pressures him. Headed down. Now played back. Will Powell on the ball now. Has some support in Suko. Looks like he's going to have a bit of a run himself. Cuts it back for Chandler. Trinity don't really want to be passing it around the back right now. Like you said, they need to just get it as deep as possible and cut it back. That's what they want to be doing.
Yeah, you want to move them around. And because of the fact that they have so many people back,
John
going
Connerall
side
keeps
to
his run
side.
going. That's exactly the pass that they wanted.
Here it is. Oh,
Hit, blocked.
it took too long.
Fell out for Powell, who has to go, but it's too close to the keeper. He's not happy with himself.
Yeah, you can't. TLU, they've got all of their players lined up basically side to side along the edge of the 18 at times. So if Trinity are trying to move them, you want to move the defense to open up spaces for your team, right? So normally you do that by going side to side. But because of the fact that they have so many players back, that side to side movement, it doesn't happen anymore. They're all set up and spread out. But if you can get them to go backwards and forwards now, that's where you can have your success of opening up those new spaces.
I was just concerned for your safety there for a second, Scott.
Yep,
Ball nearly came and hit you in the back of the head while we were talking. But yeah, look, you're absolutely right. And this is what Trinity just need to do to open this up. This has been a thrilling game. This has been the best game we've seen this season. Hats off to both teams. Whatever happens here, it's been a thriller. Fucking pound! It's hit the back of the net! Flicked on beautifully by Will Powell! It's 2-2! Oh, it's all happening at Paul McGinley Field!
You've got to be kidding me with that finish as well. Take a look at that.
What a flick from Will Powell. Puts it in the back of the net. 2-2. What a game. We might not be done.
No. Don't go anywhere. We got 2.5 minutes left of chaos.
That's his first goal of the season, third of his career.
Trinity are going to push for the third. I don't know what TLU are going to do.
No, I think TLU are going to want a third too. I think it's so frustrating for both teams at this point to not win.
I agree.
I don't have an issue with draws as a concept, but man, this game, both teams are going to leave feeling frustrated they didn't win it.
Both teams had their
if they
moments.
don't win it.
Yeah.
Sapatha keeps it in, which is a sign that they're going for it rather than let it run out for the goal kick.
Well, I was almost positive, knowing the way Trinity play, that they'll go for it. The reason I might think that TLU wouldn't is just because of how defensive they had been over the past few minutes. It's hard to make that adjustment back to attacking, but they have. They already have. It's already evident. But they're now going to have to drop numbers back and then forward in attack if they want to go for it.
And we see Luis Lopez getting ready to come in for TLU. So in the final 2 minutes, Luis Lopez comes in. He replaces Cole Sixkiller.
Both coaches frustrated, yelling at their players.
Yelling at their players.
They both want the win, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be a little perturbed if they don't come away with a win here. But what a game this has been. Thank you for joining us. We've had a great time calling us. We hope you had a great time watching. It's been incredible.
I was going to say, I was scared for my safety. Paul McGinley, he's a very emotional man when it comes to his teams, and I have to interview him after this. Until that second goal went in, I was like, I don't know if I want to interview him after this one.
He's rough to interview after losses.
I feel like it might be rough to interview him after a tie, too.
This tie,
he might be happy.
He might be more keen about it because they've come back. Just can't turn. We're about to hit the final minute.
Hey, you said before the game that they could both still come out of this game undefeated. Might be the case.
We're up 63 seconds away.
1 minute, 1 minute.
What a game.
Potentially both teams coming away. Push in the back, it's given.
Well, I had a good angle of that.
That's
Will
going to be
Powell
a yellow. Surely a yellow.
Will Powell has been absolutely slammed in his face there.
He has the audacity as well, as he gets the yellow card,
to shrug his shoulder. He's getting it.
To argue with the referee. Like a blatant time-wasting yellow.
Yeah.
Which is... Time-wasting is a really ridiculous thing in general because most leagues play stoppage time. It's really ridiculous in college soccer where the clock stops anyway.
Yeah, it's just a nice way to get yourself a yellow card.
It's just an easy way to get a yellow.
I think it is kind of smart in stoppage time because I feel like they do really
don't actually
poor
add it on.
jobs of adding on.
But yeah, silly yellow card. The audacity to argue, though, when you're getting a yellow for time wasting. It's
my
gone
gosh.
long. It's flicked on. Bodies are there.
They
Rule heads it
wouldn't,
across
right?
the face.
They wouldn't.
Ball falls fade away.
No way!
Trinity score
No way!
with 41 seconds to go.
What an interview that's going to be now.
3-2.
Luke Chandler. The
Chandler puts it away.
The unlikeliest of heroes. The center back.
TLU just couldn't deal with it. It was a shanked ball, but it fell
what a hit.
favorably for Chandler,
He roofed it.
who's beside himself. What a goal. What a moment for Trinity's season.
He's a center back. I doubt he's ever scored a goal that's that late, that emotional, and you can see it on his face.
89th minute.
Wow.
This game has turned on its head
Chandler's
in the
hurt.
space of 5 minutes. Chandler's hurt himself, potentially in the celebration.
I think that's what it is.
He's celebrated too hard.
Might have been dogpiled on. Wow. What a moment.
So Luke Chandler, as the dust settles.
And as that ball went in, J.C. Rule and Hunter Kane went up for it. It's a long ball from Omkar. I thought that they might flick it on towards the goal. It comes out. Somehow it just gets tossed back into the mixer. Cleared away. Tice puts the shot on, goes wide, and then what a finish.
Till you're not happy with the change. Referee pointed out the clock was already stopped, so it didn't really affect anything. They made the change. Till you arguing it's not fair. And bombing forward. There was a chance for Hunter Kane.
There was a poor first touch.
Now, if Hunter Kane can get onside, there could be a chance here. He's offside.
Yeah.
He's offside.
They might call him off if he puts too much pressure on that.
Now, clearing it away. 23 seconds to go.
It's not going to get there.
Needed another touch. Kane still offside. He would have been better served not pressuring the keeper. So Hunter Kane's going to miss out on the most consecutive game scoring goal record.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to mind. What a finish. What a game. Hats off to both teams. TLU have put in a heck of a game. I think they're going to be rightfully frustrated at giving up the loss here. They played so well. You've got to feel for TLU in that loss. But wow, absolute scenes. Trinity, the limbs flying. 3-2 win in the 90th minute. We're going to have a look. That's the early chance. Here's the first goal. Well left. Beautiful finish. Would have
Feels
been
like
a penalty
hours
anyway.
ago at this point.
Feels like that was on Monday. That was
So much has happened.
That was just an absolutely insane moment. Beautiful diving header from TLU.
Oh my gosh,
to
that feels like
equalize.
Monday. That was this half?
Then this one. This happened with 16 minutes to go.
That was Monday.
And that goes in. That was a beautiful goal. This one
Great save.
is the great save.
Powell through chaos.
Another good save from the keeper. That's the
Oh my
equalizer.
goodness.
Powell gets his goal. And then this one, the winner. We are going to hear forever that a pass from Samuel Tice was intentional.
He's going to say it.
That's what he meant. So that's the final score, 3-2. You've got to feel for TLU.
Yeah, you do.
That's one of those games that you lose and it's just a kick in the teeth.
Leading with what, 3 minutes left?
Yeah, 3 minutes ago. Goal came in the 89-20
Yeah.
was when that goal hit the back of the net.
Wow.
15 shots to 8, 8 shots on goal to 6, 4 saves to 5, 10, 11. Look, it reflects how even that game was. That was an even game. It's good
What
to
a
see.
game.
Good to see the players coming up, shaking hands. But
They would have felt hard done to get a draw.
yeah,
TLU.
I mean, you just got to feel for TLU. That's a rough loss to take. They'll probably take something from this and push on for the rest of the season. But look, we got another game up. Trinity women playing TLU women. Stick around. Hopefully it's as good as that one because that was one of the best games I've seen in my life. That was incredible.
Me as well. Wow.
So we will be back here in about half an hour for that one. Stick with us. We'll see you then. Hopefully we'll calm down a bit and get ready for the second
The energy
game.
levels, my heart rate.
So we'll see you in about 30 minutes for the women's match.